at the last slide or the last video of stock pro setup. So these are my favorite 5 setups, and the last one is 200 DMA/SMA breakout. It could be in the upward direction or it could be in the downward direction. If the 200 DMA breakout happens in the upward direction, means 10 moving average and 50 moving average crosses 200 moving average in the upward direction, and we will go long, we will buy it. Similarly, if the 10 moving average and the 50 moving average cross in the downward direction 200 moving average, we will go short, we will buy put. So what we do, we will talk about later in our different segments that we will be trading into. So let's just read through the whole thing. So what does 200 DMA/SMA breakout really mean, right? So just a sec. So what I'm saying here, find out when stocks 10 and 50 SMAs are crossing 200 SMAs from below or top in 1 day time frame. Always remember, whenever we talk about something, the time frame is always 1 day. Make sure the moving averages are nearby. Confirm trade with MACD and RSI bullish if it is crossing in the upward direction, bearish if the moving averages are crossing in the downward direction. Wait for the 15 minutes candle to take a support in case the stock is going up, and the resistance when the stock is going down, and they leave 10 SMA either in the upward direction or in the downward direction. If the price is taking support or resistance from 200 DMA or SMA, look for long or short. This trade can run for a few days, and it's one of the most wonderful and beautiful trade. Let's go to the market and see what all happens. Whenever there is a 200 DMA breakout that happens, you will always see a huge amount of momentum that comes into, right? Let me take you to an example of TVS Electronics, right? Look at this. As I told you, the moving averages have to come very, very close to each other. See, at this part, in this region, you see all the 3 moving averages 10. This green one is 10, 50 is red, and this is 200 moving average. And MACD crossing over from the bottom to up, and RSI has gone up absolutely above 60. And look at this stock, how it has gone up. This is 200 DMA breakout, right? It's almost taking a support. Breakout actually means that the stock is crossing the 200 moving average from bottom to up, but this is almost like a support, right? Let me see if I could see somewhere when the stock is crossing 200 moving average here. So TVS Electronics have crossed its 200 moving average in year 2014, right? 2014 means about 4 years back. The stock's value was 15 rupees, just 15 rupees. And today, where does it stand? It's at 455. Means good about 30 times increment, right? So look at it. After that, it's gone for a short duration below. After that, it's been just heading up and up and up and up and taking the support, not falling below, not falling at all below 200 moving average. So it's been just heading up, right? Look for any stock for that matter. Every time they cross their 200 moving average, it's an indication that the bull run has come, right? See here, this is 10 moving average, this is 50 moving average, this is 200 moving average, and see how beautifully the 10 moving average has crossed, 50 moving average has crossed, 200 moving average, and the stock has had a huge bull run. This is Philips Carbon, which is one of a monopoly stock. So of course, it is very, very prominent in monopoly stocks. So see here, this is again 200 DMA breakout here. Moving averages crossing from bottom to up, and see from where. 89 rupees, the stock is trading right now at about 555 rupees. Good momentum. Reliance Capital, let's look into this. This is the future stock. Let's see how and what happens when the stock crosses in the upper direction. See here, the stock has crossed 10 moving average has gone up, 50 moving average has gone up, and 10 moving average has taken a support. See the beautiful flight the stock has taken in the upward direction, right? Similarly, when the moving averages, this is 200 moving average, this is 50 moving average, this is 10 moving average, both the averages have crossed 200 moving average at the same time. As I told you, the averages have to be close by, right? There has to be a kind of, all the moving averages have to be close by, and then the separation should begin. Separation between 10, 50 and 200 should begin, whichever direction the 10 moving average extends itself, like it's in the downward direction, 50 in the downward direction, and see how beautifully it falls. So selling you can do only in the future stocks, right? You can buy put, you can do future stocks, but you cannot sell equity. Only thing that you can do is, if you're holding equity, you can exit your trades or you can trade intraday. So I would tell you to avoid intraday, because that's not a good idea. When we are talking about positional, we have to concentrate on stocks which can be bought for longer duration, right? Now see here, 10 moving average crossed, 50 moving average crossed, 50 moving average crossed on this day, roughly here, right? So there is, like, now let's analyze this stock, like from here, do we find this as a good entry? So MACD should be close to in the negative zone. MACD should be below zero. That is one rule you have to follow. If it is minus 20, minus 15, or between minus 20 and minus 15, it's very good. But if MACD is, say, very, very close to zero, then it basically shows stock is, like here. See here, it turned upward from here only. So the strength of MACD is not very strong, right? MACD should come from bottom to up, right? Bottom means which value? Like see here, MACD is roughly at minus 20, minus 30. It's a strong signal. RSI crossing over 40. That is when you can enter into the stock and see the upward journey. A bit up and down, keeps on going. That's okay. See here, this is MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock went up little above, but then there is a resistance at the top. Please ensure the room to fall or room to go up should be huge, and there should be no hindrance in the form of moving averages. Okay, let's look into Balaji Amines. See here, beautiful crossover. The stock has gone above 200 moving average around October of 29th to 5th of October 2017. From 314 it has become 770 within how many days? From October, when October beginning to January. That means how many months? 11th of January. So October, November, 3 months the stock has become double. It has given you 100% return, right? So I'm going to give you end of this a list of stocks which have good fundamentals and where I'm basically bullish. So every time I find them on support, I definitely would like to create position in those stocks. So I'm going to give you a list of stocks, equity stocks. I'm not talking about the future stock. In future and options, I have just 1 or 2 favorite stocks. So in future and option, I have, futures, I have Kotak Mahindra Bank as my one of most favorite stock. I've showed you the reason also. I told you because it's a most favorite stock by all these mutual funds and the foreign investors. If it is favorite to them, it's favorite to me as well. And I believe it obeys my whatever I do in it. It kind of follows my instructions. I believe it that way. So anyway, that's just a joke. But what I'm trying to tell you here, that identify good stocks. So here, this is SAIL. Look at SAIL. When recently it crossed 200 moving average, right? 10 moving average crossed, 50 moving average crossed. From 60, it went up straight away to 87 within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading sessions, right? That's the beauty of this 200 moving average. Here again, 10 moving average crosses, 50 moving average crosses somewhere here. When now, see, it is not our trade. Can you see MACD is crossing from top to bottom, RSI is going below. You'll have to wait for this particular trade. When MACD crosses up to bottom two up, RSI goes above 60 and the stock takes a support, then you can take an entry. Otherwise, it doesn't, I mean, it's not an entry for us. Okay, now here look at when the stock crosses 200 moving average, all the moving averages are close by, right? All the moving averages are close by. 10 moving average has come down, 50 has come down, 10 has taken a resistance, and the stock has fallen from the value 81 to 35. It's a future stock. It's called minting money, right? So you can take its options, you can take its put, or you can sell it and hold one lot. It'll give you just money and money and money. It's going to give you money all the way. So look out for 200 moving average breakout. See here, the moving average has crossed, 10 moving average has crossed 200, 50 has crossed. At this point, even if you take entry, so for it, the stock, the entry has became way before. It was a trade from the bottom. All right. Actually, again, you have an entry out here. Then there's an entry out here, and the stock is in uptrend, right? This is when stock is coming in the downward direction. 10 moving average crossed, 50 crossed, and see, it's just awesome downfall the stock is experiencing. So do it with any stock that you wish to. Just keep, running through your stocks. Look at the resistance that the Lupin has experienced when it came down, and the fall also is beautiful. Within few days, from here to here, from 1800 to 1300, 500 points drop within few days. Double top. Can you see this double top with the moving average also taking a resistance from 200 moving average, and the downfall has come. So any stock for that matter, mind its 200 moving average breakout, right? This is definitely a support trade, but here there's a breakout happening. 10 moving average is going up, 50 is going up, and see RSI has also gone up above 60. You can enter at this point. 173 to 234. Good amount of movement. Similarly, when the stock is coming in the downward direction, this is 10 moving average, this is 50 moving average, and you can definitely see this. Even if I short it on the day 50 moving average crossed, which is somewhere around 172, it came down to 156. It's a beautiful trade, right? When this is Apollo Tyres, when it goes up. So see, we have so many stocks. Some will be going up, some will be going down. Look at the beautiful run up that it has given. The stock crossed, it's 200 moving average, 10 moving average crossed, 50 crossed. Somewhere here you take an entry. Somewhere here. RSI is above 60. MACD crossover has happened. Buy it at 90 rupees and it will take you to 247. It's a future stock. It's huge amount of money, right? So any stock that you want to pick up, you can pick up and you can find out. This is every time the stock goes, see, this is a 50 moving average, this is 10 moving average, 10 moving average has taken a resistance and the stock has come down, right? So this is the beauty of 200 moving average. Every time stock crosses, see, for us the trade started over here when the stock was taking resistance from 50 moving average, but when it it takes a resistance and it comes below 200 moving average and takes a resistance from 200 moving average, it actually solidifies your trade. And look at the sharp decline the stock had after that. All right. So the supply zone, the resistance zone. This is a supply zone for Apollo Tyres, right? So once you have shorted your position, you can always keep your buying back at, buying back closer to this point. Like this is you get your supply zone from the previous demand zone from the previous support. So this is your support. If you've shorted it here, like let's say you shorted it here and this was your stop loss, you shorted at 100 rupees, your stop loss was 104, where would you put your buy order? You will buy it back at 64 rupees. Why? Because that is where it bounced back earlier. So you can take various levels. First your target will be 92 rupees, then it will be your 86 rupees, then it will be 80 rupees, then it is going to be 75 rupees, and if it crosses that, then it will be 67 rupees, and if it crosses that, it will be 64 rupees, and so forth. Your different levels will come from, I've marked different levels. So supports will become resistances. See here, beautiful resistance, and the support at the same point. Can you see this beauty? Wherever the stock is taking support, same place it is taking a resistance, right? Same place it's taking a resistance, same place has become the support. So definitely this particular level is going to behave as a very crucial level, right? This level you see here, let's see, let me take up a color here. This level I'm talking about, right? Now see, let's look into the future. What happened in future on these levels? So again, the stock has taken a resistance from here. Let's look further. Again and again, this behaves as a resistance. Once, twice, thrice, and the stock has come down. So for JSW Energy, 86 was a massive resistance. Let's go further and see. See here, again, after so many years also, that level of 86 is a huge resistance. A few days back also, stock experienced the resistance from 86.6 and it has come down. Beautiful trade of resistance. MACD, RSI crossover, and the stock is falling down. It's a future stock, JSW Energy. You want to see what's the lot size of JSW Energy? So let's see JSW Energy. The lot size is 3,000, right? Lot size is 3,000. Money involved is 1,20,000. And how much money do you get from here? From 86, it has come down to 70, 16 points. 16 points and into 3,000. 16 into 3,000. It's 48,000 is what you get from here. This is the return stock will give you. We will work out, when we talk about options, we'll work out, how much we would have earned in options through this trade. Okay, so you have to know your supports and the resistances very clearly, right? You need to know your supports and the resistances very clearly, right? So this is about 200 moving average breakout. Okay, and I especially use it in equity. Definitely I use it for equity more than I use it for future or option. But you can, as I have been saying all throughout, that options, the futures, if you understand the equity, you get huge amount of money repeatedly, right? Options and futures, you have to be lucky. Sometimes you may be correct, sometimes, most of the times you can be wrong as well, or a bit of fluctuation will make you, your losses will be tremendous. So when we're going to talk about the futures and option, then we will discuss what are the risks involved. Okay, so massive support zone for JSW Energy is at the level of this level where I have marked at 59.3 or something like that. This is where a massive support comes, right? The next support level that you can see is at this point, which is 68. Right now it's at 74, or before it has broken this it's on this level as well, another support level, which is 64. It may take a bounce from here depending upon what happens in the next few days. All right, so I hope you are understanding the 200 DMA breakout, upward or downward. Downward you need to bother when you are trading in the future stocks or you're trading in the options. But if you're playing with equity only, buy only, then you need to only be bothered about the breakout of 200 moving average in the upward direction. All right, because it behaves as a very rock solid support. So you don't need to worry. When you have a 200 moving average below, it doesn't go way, it doesn't break it very heavily, like few points here and there, like from 62 it came down to 60 over here. See, if you see here, it broke the 200 moving average 63, it came down to 63 points only and then bounced back. So it's very difficult for moving averages to break the support of 200 moving average, right? Let me take up some more example of 200 moving average breakout. This is 𝐶INT, right? See, 𝐶INT has broken over here. It's 200 moving average, and from there, the moment the 10 moving average went above 200 moving average, 𝐶INT went from 487 to about 564. Good, about 20% returns in few days. After that, 𝐶INT has refused to go below 200 moving average, right? So it's been, head up journey for 𝐶INT all throughout. See here, this is the 200 moving average, this is 50 moving average, this is 10 moving average, all the moving averages together, they're very, very close by. And then 10 moving average crosses above 184. This is year 2013. And look at it, where it stands today, at 879. So in 5 years, from 100 rupees, it has given 800 times return, right? What a beautiful return. Identify a good stock with good, fundamentals, and create positions in them, right? So with this, let me close this video. We meet in our next video and learn something new. So this is StockPro setup. Please master StockPro setup, and I'm assuring you, you will mint money. You can just mint money in stock market, right? So what is your homework? I'm expecting you to find out five trades of each kind. Trade from top, trade from bottom, trade of resistance, trade of support, and trade of 200 EMA breakout. Right? In all, I consider as 6. And what I would also suggest you, see where are the trades happening right now. Where is the trade from top happening right now? Right? Where is the trade from bottom happening right now? Right? So that we can see the future. Depending upon what's happening right now, we will be able to see what lies ahead, right? What lies ahead can be seen. Like one example I can show you here, bearish engulfing candle on Wednesday. Thursday the stock fell so much, and Friday. So I feel this is a bullish harami. Hopefully, if stock opens gap up tomorrow, then it does plan to have a upward momentum, right? It's a heavy support zone for this trade. Let me take up some example where I could see some. Okay, now comes the question, how do you figure out these trades? So what I'll do, if you want to understand how to find out the trade from the top and trade from the bottom, okay, so what I'll do, I'll have another slide for that to explain you how do you find out, the reversal patterns, and how do you figure out the support trades. All right, with this I'm going to close right now here only, and I'm going to explain in the next slide or next video how do you filter out such trades. So see you in the next video.